and it's kind of annoying. Basically being tired of the runaround that we keep getting, and it's just like, it's so irritating. I'm just like, I'm trying to find the nice words to say, because I'm a Christian, so I'm trying not to be mean, and I'm trying not to be much of an asshole, but we're gonna try. Keyword tonight is try. But I have been sorry, I'm like texting her at the same time. I have been really just like confused at the last situation that I was in. Kind of not, I want to say like healing. Like I'm healing from it too, but at the same time, I'm just also like, I'm also annoyed by it. So I guess it's like a mix of both. And I just, it's best when I talk it out, but I know I'm also the type of person who I can talk about it. Like, you just have to give me a few days. Like, give me a week or so, and then I'll be ready to speak on whatever it is that's going on with me. But, I mean, I think this was just so evident because I had so many people, not so many people, but a lot of people who knew about me and knew about the person who I was talking to. And of my last relationship too. They kind of know already, like, I haven't been acting the same. I've been a little, like, down, or just, like, it's not really down. But just confused. And my special guest is here, the one and only, the why can't I get my words together today? I want to say the wardrobe connoisseur.
Hello.
The wardrobe connoisseur herself, the mastermind behind the fits, Miss Tatiana. Hi, Tat. How are you, girl?
I'm great. How are you?
You know, it's my it's my Sunday, so I'll be at work tomorrow. Lovely.
Oh,
Talk about it, right? Anyway, so I mean, we're not. So she texted me and said no name dropping. So we're not gonna name drop. We're not gonna do that. But if the shoe fits, then the shoe fits. And if I'm talking about you, then you know who I'm talking about. And if not, then it's a guessing game for the rest of you. I don't know. So I put questions together. I know you said you didn't want to do questions or like really have it like questions, but I put some questions together because I guess we both been feeling the same thing. And I called it a Cancer link up because lately I've been feeling like a lot of women period have been going through this, but I always feel like it's always the Cancers who always end up in a shitty situation when it comes to a relationship. Like, I don't know a single Cancer, famous or non-famous, who is in like a healthy relationship, if you will, or in a relationship period that's like going on for as long as it's going on for. But I don't know, it's just weird. But anyway, so the first question, and the whole topic today, guys, is I'm tired. And basically being tired of the dating scene, being tired of being misled and being gaslit, being breadcrumbed, being what other word would you name it, Tot?
I think you hit all of them. Breadcrumbing, especially. I just feel like now it's just like commitment is not a thing anymore because so many people are so accustomed to just sharing themselves with so many people because everyone's just allowing and taking whatever they can get from a person and being okay with it. And it's just like, Cancers can't do that. We don't do that.
We don't do well with things like that. We're very much so monogamous, and these men seem to want to be in a polygamous relationship or just not in one at all, but then make it seem like they want to be in one. I'm confused. But yeah, I sip my tea as I say this.
I hear you stirring it.
Shondell asks, what's breadcrumb?
It's when you give a little and then you take back and then you just drop a little something else. It's like every time you see your person is pulling away, you do something in order to keep them around. Like you don't do anything. As soon as you feel like your person might be leaving you or might be trying to shy away from the relationship, you take them on a date or you do something cute.
You buy them flowers, you do something to just like, no, I still want you type of thing. Like, don't leave yet. No, I'm sorry. But in reality, they're just sorry for either getting caught or just for the situation getting out of hand when they didn't want it to be. So yeah, we good for that shit. I know y'all good for that shit. But anyway, okay, so when did you start dating, Todd? Like, when was your first actual boyfriend?
I had a boyfriend since preschool.
You had a boyfriend since when?
I had a boyfriend in preschool, so we're not gonna take it back that far.
Oh my
We're
gosh.
gonna take it. The first time I ever had a very serious relationship, like an actual relationship where I felt like this is my person, I want to say my senior year of high school. That was my first real actual relationship. Anything before that was kind of just like, oh, he wants me to be his girlfriend. Okay, we can hold hands. Like, that was that type of thing. But my first real serious relationship where it was like, okay, like, we're two humans involving in situations.
Adult situations. We're doing adult things.
Here. It was my senior year of high school. That was like my first real boyfriend.
You guys, you took it serious or did he take it? Well, did y'all both take it serious?
He was very serious. Like he was a Cancer too, so he was.
Oh boy.
He was very serious. He was like, we graduated high school. He was coming down from school to see me. He was doing the pop-ups. He was doing the flower sending, the gift sending. Like he was very much making sure that even though his presence was absent, his love was not absent. Like that was his thing.
That was sweet though. But I feel like that's just some shit that men always do in the beginning.
We did it for 4 years. And throughout the entire 4 years, it was like that.
Really? Okay, so why did it end?
Because I'm me.
Oh boy. Here we go.
I was being me, and I just felt like there has to be more to life than just like I just got bored. It wasn't like bored with him. It was just like bored with being in the same situation. It was like,
Not I mean,
I'm
I
also
guess.
hard, and I'm like,
I can't.
I feel like there's more. There has to be more than this. And then it was the fear of like, at that time, I think I was like 20, 21. I'm like, oh my God, am I going to be with this same person for the rest of my life? Like, is this it? I was like, oh my God, wait, no.
I really didn't care when I started dating. Like, my first serious relationship was, I want to say my first relationship was when I was 16. But I think like adulthood was like my last two, college and the one I had in 2017. That's the two that I like, that did the most, I wouldn't say most damage, but that's the one that did like, made me see men for really who they are. But then again, maybe I was just, young and dumb, so I didn't think anything of it, but it was just like
damaging. Like what was damaging, if you don't mind, like
what was okay, so the one that was 5 years, it was on and off for 5 years. That was college. He was controlling. Like he was very much so, he would be so bad, like he was so bad at it to the fact that, like, so we went to the same college, we went to Westchester together, and he would be so upset if he saw me, I kid you not, if he saw me in the library talking to other guys, he got upset. And he was like, why are you out there talking to them? You know, all they want from you is this and that and the third. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And me being like, just dumb and naive at the time, I'm just like, okay, like, it's not a big deal. Like, if it's going to piss you off, no problem. I won't, you know, it's not a big deal. I won't go to the library or whatever. Stupid. So he was very, he was very controlling, and he didn't want me to do literally anything. Outside of that, it was, he ended up going to the University of Miami after a while. And I was just hesitant. I was just like, I don't know if this is going to last. I don't think it's going to work. And he was very much so like, oh, wait for me. And, you know, we could still date. We could still whatever, whatever. So we were still together. According to him, if you were to ask him, he would say like, no, we weren't together. But we were, because no one broke up with anybody. That was around the same time that my grandmother had got sick. And when he came up for that week, he didn't have sex with not one girl. He had sex with 5 different girls.
Excuse me?
5 different women he was putting it down on, knowing that, you know, I'm going through this hard time right now. My grandmother's, you know, she wasn't doing good. They gave her like that week, and they was like, you know, she's going to transition, and, you know, just prepare for it. The whole family, we were just preparing for it. And he was outside doing his thing, literally. And then he felt the need to tell me because I'm going to say it because I ain't name dropping. He felt the need to tell me because, well, we hadn't done anything. So we hadn't had sex in months. But he felt the need to say something to me because he felt bad for what he did. But not only that he felt bad, he ended up getting an STD.
As you should.
And he was like, I don't know, like, what am I supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? First of all, you're supposed to go get some medication and figure that out. That's 1. 2, you're not going to leave me alone because you were up here. Not only, and it wasn't just like 5 girls that were just random. It was a best friend that he kept saying you have nothing to worry about for the 5 years. I got nothing to worry about. But out of nowhere now, you're fucking her. That's 1. Then it was another 2 girls that we went to college with that smiled in my face, that knew everything about me and him, still ended up fucking around with them. And I don't know about the other ones, but it was just like, damn, for real? And then, you know, the last one was just so, the last one was hard. The last one, it was a lot of mentally it was hard. Physical, it was a lot of physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse. We went through a lot in that last relationship, and that was the first time that I actually lived with a guy. So it was just like, what the hell is going on? And a lot of cheating. He cheated in the back of my car.
You did tell me that. I remember that story.
Yep, that one, with another female. Mind you, I was giving him the car so that way he could go to work and do what he had to do. But the day before our vacation, he went and slept around with this girl in my car, in the back seat. So a lot of trauma. I would definitely say that there's definitely trauma there, that I acknowledge, but I'm also learning to let. How did I find out? I found because he had the video in his phone. That's how I found out. Dell asked that. He had the video in his phone from when he cheated in the back of my car, and then when he went to Miami with him and his friend, they had found a group of girls and they fucked around with them. So he had the video in his phone again, a dummy, having evidence, and I already knew something was up because my intuition was telling me that something was going on. So it's a lot of damage.
So would you say that was your worst relationship? Like, would you say that that's the relationship that really flipped the script for you? Like, oh yeah, like these men are really exactly what everyone is saying.
He like solidified it for me. I think he was just like, he was the one that made it harder for me now to want to date anybody else, even though I have. My guard is like, it's up, and it's not that I go into a new relationship thinking that this person's going to cheat on me, or this person's going to do me the same way he did me, but the thought of it is still there. And that's why I feel like when some people say like, oh, you have to heal on your own, you have to get over your own trauma, to an extent you do. But as the man who is interested in me, if I tell you, if we're getting into vulnerable conversation and we're talking about our dating life and what's going on or what has happened, if I tell you that this one specific thing happened to me, I feel like, and just like it would be roles reversed, vice versa, if I tell you I've been cheated on or I have witnessed X, Y, and Z happen to me, you as my new man, as the man that you claim that you want to be with me, you claim that you want everything from me, you are to make sure that and reassure me that it's not going to happen with you. That this is a safe place for me, for you, as in the same way for me.
I'm sure done.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, and older women always say this, like they always give you this word of advice. They always tell you that the person that you end up in a relationship with, following a relationship that has scarred you in any type of way, you are never supposed to tell that person what you have gone through with the previous person, because that just opens up a whole can of worms. And 10 times out of 10, they end up doing exactly what the last person did. I feel like it's a respect thing. I feel like men treat you based on how they feel you respect yourself. Like they respect you based on how they feel you respect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they see that they can go out and do something and you're gonna stay, that just lowers the bracket every time, because it lowers your self-respect, and it should make you feel like your self-respect is lowered because you're allowing somebody to literally do something to you that you should never stand for. Like certain things you should just not stand for. So if you go into another relationship and the person literally does not make it a safe space for you without even knowing anything from the previous relationship, it's just like, that's a red flag for
Right.
me.
No, that's true. And I kind of feel like that too. Like I thought about that even in this last, I don't even know what to call this last thing. Would I call it a situation? Or would I call it a happen? I don't know what the fuck to call it. But
dating, right? It was like dating.
We were dating, but it was just like, I thought it was going to be more than that. I thought we were really going to take it to like the next level, because we'll get into that later. But yeah, basically I kind of feel the same way now that I've witnessed it, that I'm just going to keep my past to myself. And I'm just going to see what it is like the next guy does. And like you said, if you don't make it a safe place for me from the beginning without knowing anything that has happened, then there's nothing for us to really talk about. Del said it's true. Set your boundaries and stay 10 toes down. That's a fact.
Absolutely.
Stay 10 toes down about exactly how you feel. Did you... I don't know. I kind of put I put phrases and then I put questions. But, so I guess like the next phrase would be, did you ever feel like, or question would be, did you ever feel like you wasted your time, like currently, within the last, let's say, okay, we'll start from 2020, so in the last 4 years. I know.
I have literally wasted so much of my time. And I feel like I'm the type of person, being a Cancer, like I want to give you all the grace in the world. Like I will literally go out of my way to give you grace. And I'm like, no, I'm just gonna... Now, after this last situationship, I was just like, yeah, no. As soon as the red flag pops up, it could be pink. I am out. Like, right. And I feel like a lot of times when men see you leave, it's like, oh, she really left. Like, yeah, I did. Because I'll say in the last 4 years, I haven't had the worst relationships or the worst situationships, but I feel like this last one was definitely a test from God. Like, he definitely made me learn a lot about myself, about the choices that I was making, because I feel like even this situation, I fell into the situation trying to get out of trying to heal from the first situation. It didn't end bad. It was like we separated and we weren't supposed to. And then I ended up with this next person, and it was just like, it was something to do that just went way too far. And the further that it went, it was just like, yeah, I know I'm not staying here, so I don't know why I'm still here. But for whatever reason, it was just like, once I got comfortable, over. It was like, it solidified everything for me. Like, all right, I'm gonna stay here just long enough for me to heal. But I want to leave you too because I feel like you're about to cause me more trauma than the trauma that I'm trying to heal from, and that's insane because I came here literally, like that was a pit stop. That was like, that was
You talking
literally
about that one?
Yes, that
Okay.
was a pit stop. That was never supposed to go as far as it went, and it was just like you're so. And then he was so caught up behind the last person, and it was like he doesn't even pay. He doesn't even know like. In his mind, you don't even exist to him for real, but you're so overwhelmed with this person because everyone else around you is telling you and putting in your ear how whatever they're telling you, that you're just so caught up in trying to keep my distance from him that you're not even realizing I'm distancing myself from you.
Right.
So it was just a lot of that. And I will say that was 2 years. So that was like, that within the 4 years.
That was 2 years?
That was like 2 years. That
Wow.
was like literally teetering into 3. And I was just like, I'm not staying here. Not staying here. And I left so abruptly. Like I left like a thief in the night. Literally woke up one day and was like, cutting off all communication. And I'm not gonna lie, I told him, I was like, this is probably the last time that you're ever gonna speak to me. And I feel like he thought I was joking because we had gone through a lot within that 2-year span. But I feel like in his head, he was like, she's just chatting. Like, she's trying to, like, get a reaction out of me. No, I'm so serious. When I say something, I literally mean it.
Right.
I was gone, like, texting me, no response. Sending people to text me, no response. Watching my story, happier than ever. Like, one thing I'm going to do is heal. And when I heal, it's up for you. Don't ever think you will come back.
When I tell you, like, I wish people would really I read something somewhere where somebody was like, yo, cancers, like, y'all could really do shit like that, like really dip off without even like expressing any type of like care in the world. Yes.
But do you know why though? I feel like we express it so much throughout the relationship that once it's like, I feel like you don't hear. My biggest pet peeve is feeling like I'm not being heard. Like,
right.
I hate that with a passion, especially being an only child.
Right.
And feeling the attention is always on you. The second I feel like you're not catering to my needs or listening to what I'm saying or trying to grasp an understanding of how I feel or even trying to level with me in any type of way, I gotta go because that means that you don't care about me. In my head, immediately, you don't care about me. And my emotional and mental state means nothing to you. And those are the 2 biggest things that you need in a relationship to be like nurtured.
Right.
I gotta go.
Right. And I feel like they don't understand. Like, I feel like people really don't understand that. Like, that's the one thing about a Cancer. Like, we will, like you said, we give you grace. We give you as much grace as we possibly can. And we will sit here and we will tell you time and time again, where, listen, I don't like this. I don't like what you're doing. Which is actually one of the questions I had, real intentions versus gaslighting. But I feel like we constantly sit here and we constantly tell y'all, like, we don't like the certain things that we're given and what we're being told. And yet, when we tell y'all the first time, I feel like people take it for a joke. Or they feel like, oh, she's not really being serious. Until we end up dipping and leaving. Now all of a sudden, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, or no, she was dead ass, she was for. No, I am dead ass and I am for. And I'm the type of person too. Once I stop fucking with you, I could literally look at you up and down and not even say nothing to you.
Not a thing.
You know how many times the one that was before my last relationship, how many times I seen him in the airport when I was over in T4, and I seen him come through pre-check. And I looked at him dead in his eyes, and he wanted to say hi, and I looked away. And I just didn't even say nothing. I continued working and doing, like, you really think I'm going to sit here and have a conversation with you? Even this last one, go and DM me and talk about he was in Pergola or some shit like that.
I don't remember yet.
Yeah.
Clown.
And they're going to sit here. If you're coming or if you're here, I'm in here. I care. Once we've learned to let you go,
He should
We
be
let you
home trying to
go.
figure out what's wrong with you
But he
and
not.
not be in a spot
He not.
living your best life. Go home and get you a journal and write out your feelings, young black man.
Go find a therapist. How about that?
No, for real, go talk to that lady that everybody keeps talking about.
Talk
Go
to
find her and
someone.
talk to her because you need her. You want to talk about you're in the spot. Why?
You should be
Right?
in that, like you said, you should be in the house, relaxing and figuring out how am I going to, if you even want to. And my thing is, I had to learn to let that go too.
That's the problem. They
Right.
don't. You gotta stop trying to fix people because they don't want to be fixed.
And I swear I hate that I also have that type of mentality to want to fix people or wanting people to, like, after I say, I need to learn to understand that once I say it the first time, if you don't get it the first time, that's it, we done. But like you said, we give so much grace, it's hard for us to just be like, all right, well, you ain't do it the first time, well then fuck it, I'm out of here, I'm leaving. But I think we have to try our hardest to really to do that. And I don't feel like everybody else understand that. They're like, well, just be done with it. Well, bitch, you just be done with it.
Oh boy,
I can't be done with it. But anyway, how long is too long to be dating somebody? Now, this is just dating, not in a relationship, but just dating.
I feel like a year is too long. I feel like people know what they want within the first 6 months. You know whether you can see yourself with this person long standing or if this is just something to do and there's nothing to do.
Tati.
Hey.
Who is this? Oh, Lord, Pernell.
I just feel like you know when somebody is for you and when they're not for you. And if you feel like it's taking you too long to figure it out, then that's because they don't belong with you.
Mm-hmm.
After a year, if you're still trying to figure out whether you want to be with this person or not, or if this person is for you, you wasted already a ton of time.
Right.
And now, like, you should know that it is not what you think it is.
Right. I don't know. I used to say the same thing. I used to think that a year is way too long to be talking to someone. In my situation,
a year is way too long.
It is.
No, it is. But in my last situation, I feel like
a month is long enough.
A month?
Honestly.
Yes, a month.
Honestly.
No, child, not a month. I don't know if I like you in a month. I gotta still check in. No, after 3 months.
We know if we like each other in a month.
You know?
Yes, I know.
I don't know. I don't know. I say maybe 2.
3 months?
2 months I think is good.
You gotta see, but even then, over time, people are still shedding layers of themselves and showing you different versions of themselves. So it's like, you never even really get to know the person until you never really know a person because they just...
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, you never really know a person until you get to live with them and actually be with them.
I'm telling you, because it wasn't until my last relationship when we started to live with each other that I literally saw shit about him and I was just like, oh, wait a minute. You do that?
Yeah, you was like, where did this come from?
Yeah, what the fuck? Like, when did you start doing it? I've never seen that. But I really feel like 3 months. I feel like 3 months into it, a month you'll know, like, all right, this is the girl I want to be with. This is the guy I really want to be with. But after 3 months, that's why I call 3 months, after 3 months, the honeymoon stage. Then you really can decide whether or not this is somebody who you really can see yourself with. Like, nah, this is somebody I really want to have. Like, I have intentions on taking the next step with them.
Mm-hmm.
You're still meeting their representative in a month. That's true. Erica said it's still taking some time to get to know the person within a month. That's true. Okay, so Pernell, since you wasn't here in the beginning, real quick, when did you start dating? When was your longest relationship?
My longest relationship is the woman I'm with now.
How long y'all been together?
Rocky, 10 years and some change.
That's amazing. 10 years is amazing. Not a year for me. I'm toxic. She said, "No, I need a year."
What you say? You toxic?
She said, "Not a year for me. I'm toxic." She needs a year for her to know if she wants to be with somebody. I mean, the way the dating pool is set up today, baby, sometimes a year ain't that bad.
A year of dating, so we seeing each other. We going on dates, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm courting you for a year, and we're not no titles.
Well, then it'll be up to you, right? You'll be the one to ask me to be your girlfriend, right?
Of course, but not after no year.
So what if it takes somebody a year to ask? How would it
I
make you
never,
feel?
I never been with nobody that took a year to know if we want to be an item. I never been in those situations like that. I feel like that's extremely too long.
I feel like that's too long too, but it dead ass happens.
Sorry, I'm like texting.
Who the hell? That was me.
I think so.
Oh,
Probably is.
no, it wasn't me. Okay, so I guess Pernell, you can kind of answer this. Praying for your husband. Do you find that like when people say stuff like that it actually works? Like praying for the man that you actually want. Yeah. That you find your husband or that your husband finds you.
Why would you direct that question to me? I'm not looking for
I
her.
said no, Pernell, not you. I said it wouldn't be for you. Fool.
Oh.
I feel like when you put that energy into the universe, you kind of find people who are like you, or like, I feel like, how do I put this into words? The person that you end up with at that time is a projection of you. I feel like every person and every relationship that you end up with in some way.
So question, does prayer really work? So
Yeah.
you can say, I want this. I want a guy that makes 6 figures.
You also have to do the work, and you also have to have the discernment to dig through the pot and know who's for you and who's not for you, and what this person can do and what this person can't do. Because a lot of times people end up in situations and they're disappointed because it's like you thought this person was something and then they turned out not to be, but you kind of saw the flags and ignored them.
Right. But prayer does work though. But I feel like what we fail to realize as humans that we think like when we pray, it's supposed to just be all right, God, I pray to you now. When are you going to give me what I want? Mm-hmm. Like I need it now. Instead of just knowing that, all right, you prayed it. It went up to him. He got it. He heard you. Now just let him work on his own time.
You also have to do
Well, he's always going to work in his own time.
You have to do that work to show him that this is exactly what you want. Because if you're not the person that's ready for that, he's not going to give you something that you're not ready for. So if you're not showing him you're ready for that, you're going to get something that you're not ready for.
Because you can't pray for a husband and then you're not even a wife.
Very true.
You can't pray and tell God that I need you, or I would like you to send me this person who's making, and that necessarily doesn't have to mean money. Like, you know, if he makes 6 figures and you make close to it or near it, all right, cool, whatever. But you can't say that you want a guy who's healed and you want a guy who's godly and you want a man who's respectful and all this other stuff, and you don't even open up the Bible to read not even a verse.
Not even a verse.
Like you have to, like you don't know like not a single psalm. You don't know not a single thing from John, from the book of Mark, like you can't ask for a godly man and then you're not a godly woman yourself. You can't ask for somebody to be loyal to you and you outside every minute messing around with somebody's husband, messing around with somebody's boyfriend, or when you're in a relationship, you fucking around on the side, but you want somebody to be faithful to you.
Someone said, "Oh God, make sure you got your shit before you make a hella request."
Right, exactly. Like, don't sit here and ask God for things that you're not even prepared to do. And I feel like, even for myself, when I pray for my husband, I feel like I have a lot of healing to do. And I know that's gonna happen. Like, it will happen part of while I'm in a relationship, because it also is like reassurance that I get. Like we said that earlier, Todd, but I do feel like I also need to like fully let go of the shit that happened to me.
Yeah.
A few years ago.
What is carrying and holding it around that you don't need? What are you holding on to? How are you benefiting from holding on to all of this stuff that has scarred you? It's not doing anything for you, but holding you back.
Right. But see, the thing is, like, I feel like just because I don't, not that I don't speak about it, but just the fact that I don't bring it into a new relationship, but it's always in the back of my head, I feel like it's still, in some way, I don't know which way, I kind of have to, like, figure that out. In what way do I still show it?
But you have to think, like, leading with the whole prayer thing. If you're praying for something and God is supposed to know your heart, but God knows that your heart is still fixated or healing from this last situation or whatever that you're healing from, how can he give you something that he knows you're not even ready for? Like, you're literally still in the process of healing from this last thing. I can't give you something and say, here's everything that you wanted when you're still in the bed crying that night over something that happened 3 months ago. That can't work.
And that's when you gotta let it go. Like my last episode, I said, that was about letting go, and it takes time. Everybody has their own timeline of letting things go, but I feel like for the most part, you can't get into something new, especially this generation. Listen, y'all can't get into nothing new until y'all stop thinking that y'all gonna live the same life that Ari lives with Moneybag, and the same life that all these celebrities live, when that's just their reality. That's not your reality. Not saying that it can't happen.
Social media tarnished a lot of good things because everybody is expecting something that their person can't do for them.
Right.
And then it's like, it's either gonna cause resentment or it's gonna cause cheating. Because then people go out and they find a person who can do for them.
Right.
But then it's like, once you get into that situation, you find out that person is just a kind of person. So now it's like, I think Tyler Perry has a movie like that where this married woman, she ends up sleeping with this rich man, but she has a husband at home, and she ends up getting It was like, you could have been at home happy with this happy life that you had, but you just wanted so much more, not even realizing that the so much more that you wanted was not worth it, because now look at you.
Right. It was that, and then it was also that other movie. Damn, I referenced it too in one of my episodes. Damn, what's the name of that movie? Why Did I Get Married? And I think it was the first one when Janet Jackson, and it wasn't Janet Jackson, I think it was Jill Scott, when she was with her husband, and then he ended up being with her friend, and then she was making that reference of the 80-20 rule. I feel like a lot of people don't understand that rule either, that whole 80-20 thing. You go, that girl that you're dating right now, that girl that has given you all of her time, that has, hey Rizden, who has given you all of her, has given you grace, has been supportive, has done everything for you, that's your 80. Now, just because, we have social media now, we have all these women that look damn near the same on social media, they're that 20. They're the ones that will probably do maybe what you think a little bit more than what the girl who you're with has the 80 of. But a lot of men leave their 80 for the 20 just because the 20, I don't know, just because she looked good in a fucking bathing suit, or just because she, I don't know, presents herself in a different way than what your woman does. It's just so weird. And then he ended up marrying or being with the 20 girl, and then realizing that she ain't got nothing but fucking swiping her card or swiping his card all the time. She got nothing, on her head. She don't know what she's doing. She can't have a conversation, and wanting basically his 80 back. And I feel like a lot of men fuck it up because you end up wanting your 80 back when your 80 done found her missing 20, and he's the person who completes her. Now you're looking dumb with your 20, and now you got to do all the work that you wasn't doing beforehand. So I don't know.
That's discernment all in itself. That's just
exactly. Still sticking with God. Do you wait for God, or do you find your husband, your next relationship, yourself? What are you doing now this go around?
I feel like this go around, I'm gathering more patience. Gathering more patience and taking my time and really knowing and learning a person, because I feel like when you rush something, or when you think you know a person, that's when they show you that you know nothing about them. So just being more observant and just allowing a person to be themselves, and not trying to see a person for what I think their potential is. Like, there's no more potential seeking out there. I'm looking at you for what you are and what you show me, and that's it.
No, that's a fact. I think for me, I'm doing more of a
Healing.
healing and really letting go and seeing people for who they are, like you said, Tati. But also, I think I'm waiting for God to just show me, because I think I've done enough with the searching. I've done the whole dating app thing. I've done the whole college sweetheart, or I thought he was. Um, I've done the whole finding love in the club shit. All of that I've done, and clearly it hasn't worked out.
Finding love in the club.
So I just was like, you know what? Now I'm just gonna hand it over to God, and I'm just gonna let Him bring me the person who I'm supposed to be with. And I'm intentional with watching these red flags from the beginning, and stop trying to change people, ignore them, or just ignore them, or hoping that just by me saying it the first time, addressing it and telling you, listen, that's bothering me, I need you to stop doing it. Realizing that after that, I don't know. See, that's why I'm stuck between either because I sometimes feel like you have to allow somebody to know that what they're doing is bothering you, and that's how they know what to stop doing. Or are you supposed to just be like, okay, fuck it?
No. Because I feel like if you ignore the red flags in the beginning, you're going to ignore it in the end. You're just going to keep on. It's an ongoing process. You know how many homegirls I have, and we had conversations where they've been like, you know what? In the start, and this nigga did this. I let this slide. Then he did this. I let this slide. Now look, 2 years down the line, like.
Yeah. But then, so you don't give them grace on the first time. You just see it for what it is, and then you just dip.
No, you have to address it. You have to address it.
Okay, so then once I address it, after the first time I address it, and then they do it again, then what? You dip, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then continue on with the bad.
Because to me, it's easier to end shit in the beginning.
Yeah,
knowing that
there's no real attachment yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So within a 2-3 week span, you already got 3 red flags. Hey, I could move on.
Nah, in the first 2 or 3 weeks, if you're doing nonsense, no. But I'm saying, if after the 3 months, so the dude that I was talking to before, he didn't start showing red flags until 4 months in. And then I addressed it, and I was like, listen, that shit that you're doing, it ain't gonna work. I need you to stop doing that. And he, expressed that this is something that he's done, but he's aware of it, and he just knows that he needs to stop doing it. I said, all right, cool, but with me, it's not gonna work. You can't do that. That ghosting shit, I don't understand it. It would be for no reason. It would just be on some random ass, we can literally be cool today, and then tomorrow I won't hear from him. And I'm like, what's up with you? What are you doing? Nothing. I was like, do you need your, alone time? Is this your time? Or do you have somebody else that you're talking to? Because we just started dating.
What is the explanation behind it?
There was
for him doing that.
He said just sometimes he just needs his own time. He needs his own space. I said, but you make it seem like I would have needed to talk to you 24/7. We didn't talk 24/7. It was a gaps in between the times we would talk. So in my head,
is literally forcing time away from you. They are not for you.
Exactly.
Everyone needs their own place, but it's communication is key in every
relationship. Communication is key. Sometimes me and my wifey, we talk every day. Sometimes we put in hours. Sometimes we may put in 20 minutes here and there.
Which is
but
fine.
We'll text each other here and there.
Still,
whatever.
You need the time to communicate and have a conversation and check on you.
Yeah, but that ghosting, we got a rule. If I call you, if I FaceTime you, and you ain't return my call within 5 minutes, you able. There's no talking. You able. Yes, you able.
Not you able.
You're able. your excuse better be valid.
Nah, that's true. And I definitely was just on some like, I'm not gonna sit around and deal with it. So after I eventually was just on some like, you know what, I'm good. I'm good off this. I guess he didn't think that I was dead ass, and I took my shit and I left. But
So he was calling your bluff?
yeah, for the most part. But that's fine.
Why do you feel like niggas call your bluff?
Because I'm so nice. Because I'm a nice person. I get along with everybody. I really don't have beef with no one. I really have no issues with nobody. So it's like when people test me, it's like, are you sure you want to take that test? Hi, Mel. You sure you want to take that test with me? Because we could test drive and I'm going to crash this bitch right into the wall and then I'm going to walk away. You're going to just be sitting
That's
there.
the crazy in you.
I said exactly what
I'm killing you and me.
Nah, I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna get out of here because God gonna protect me. But God don't like when people play with His chosen one. You feel me? So I don't know. I just, and all the guys have said that. Like even before when I said the thing, like one of the traumas that I deal with is cheating. Even all the guys who have cheated on me in my past, it was just like, thank you, Mel. See, even Mel said I got a very beautiful soul. See, thank you.
You do. I tell you that all the time. I know when something bothering you. When I see you, I talk to you. I'll pull you at the side. I text you. I always check on you, and I know when something bothering you. Come on, Shelly. You don't think I know you?
My face card is not. Listen, I may not tell you what's wrong, but my face gonna tell you what's wrong.
It's not even in your face card, but I know you need a moment. Yeah, it's your whole aura, but I know you need your moment. Like I'm always gonna be like, yo, Shelly, you good? All right, whatever you going through, I'm here for you. Hit me up. Let me know what's what.
It was like that meme
always
that I
tell you
posted
that.
last year when I said, as a Cancer, debating whether or not I'm gonna leave this shit alone or if I'm gonna start some shit. And I really be thinking that, like, Michelle, you gonna go back to your old ways and start some shit, or are you going to let it go?
But I feel like you should never allow a person to pull you back into somebody that you used to be.
And I did
because
it.
You're never going to, like, that result never works out in the end for you.
It don't. And that's the one thing that I'm definitely proud of with this last situation, that I didn't result back. Like I raised my voice and I said what I had to say, but I didn't go back to the old ways
Breaking
of how
windows.
I never broke
stabbing
windows.
tires.
Well, still, like I said, I ain't go back to my old ways. Okay, I didn't do that. What Patrick said, as a married man who is with a black woman. Pat, you married? Oh, congratulations. I didn't know you got married. I tell people to date outside of your preference. Date outside your race. Ooh, that's another topic. Dating outside your race. Yeah, I don't want to do that.
You gotta be very specific now, Pat.
Patrick, I don't know if you're ready for that conversation, because that's going to be a child.
That's very touchy.
That's going to be one of these
But
episodes.
a lot of people believe that, a lot of black women and a lot of black men believe that there's no hope for black on black love. And it's very sad to hear, and it's very sad to see, because there still is love within the black community. It's just that everything is so, like, beneficial field. Like, everybody just wants the benefits of everything and they don't want to do the work for it. So it's like,
right. And I don't find there's nothing wrong with wanting, because I've heard my mother say that too. Like, what about dating outside your race? I'm really not attracted to anybody like that. Like, I mean, she's really asking me about like white guys, and I could find a white guy handsome, but I would never. I don't think I would want to. Yeah.
No.
I don't think I would like want to sleep with one. I don't think I would want to test the waters with one.
Like, even when they flirt with me on pre-check, I'm like, no.
You don't want no raw chicken? You don't want that raw chicken?
No, I don't want any unseasoned meat. I'm sorry. Thank you. Okay, so the next one is, I guess it's like another deep one. Oh shit, we said we was gonna get deep on this one. So, sadness, depression, and staying hopeful. When the breakups happen, or these moments happen where, you're single for too long, or you thought the person who you were dating was going to be that person, and then it ends up ending, do you find yourself in this like depressed state of mind?
I don't think it's ever depression, especially when I leave on my own accord and I'm already planning to leave while I'm still with you. That's my whole thing. I don't know if that's a coping mechanism or what, but I always plan to leave while I'm still with you because it's like I said before, if you don't realize that I'm drifting away or we're drifting apart, then that just shows me that there's nothing for me to miss here. There's nothing for me to be sad about because it's already ending. So either one of us decides to end it or we're just going to stay in this loveless, emotionless waste. And it makes no sense to do that. I'd rather be happy and alone than to be sad, stuck with somebody because neither one of us can decide that it's over. So,
That's true. But I feel like I was definitely in that headspace a few times, like, and then also questioning myself, like, is there something that I'm doing wrong? And am I am I good enough? Will I ever be good enough? Someone I saw it on TikTok, and I think I made a reel, or not a reel. I think I made a post about it too. When you constantly get the compliments, you constantly get the people asking you or telling you like, "Oh, you're so beautiful, and you're this and you're that," and why aren't you married? Why aren't you in a relationship? And it's just like a lot of people really just want to have you on their arm and want just to like say, "Yeah, I had her," or like, "Yeah, this is somebody who I was talking to," and not really having the right intentions. Even after I've had the conversation and said, "This is what I'm dating to marry," or "I'm dating for this, I'm dating for that," we'll still feel like, we'll gaslight it and say, "Yeah, me too, me too, me too, me too," and then really deep down they don't really feel that way. But that is really like, I mean, that was a long time ago where I started to really question myself, like, will I ever be in something, in a real relationship where there's no cheating, there's no lying, there's no there's no, like, lack of communication, there's no gaslighting. Will someone really just want to be with me because of who I am and seeing me for who I am, and then just be like, this is my wife, this is the person I want to be with?
okay, so now I have a question. When you go for the people that you go for, or when you end up with the people that you end up with, like, what are you looking for? What are your intentions, and what are they showing you that makes you feel like you want to be with them?
So, in the beginning, I think I was caught up in how they looked and what they had.
Right.
I wasn't really thinking about what they could do for me long term, mentally, emotionally, mentally and emotionally, not necessarily physically, because physically, yes, they look good, they whatever, sweet talk, but I was just looking for surface level shit. It wasn't until after my last breakup, my I was about to be 2 years, where I really sat down and I spoke to God and I was like, okay, listen, I can't do this anymore. Every time I choose these guys, it's always the wrong guy. I'm picking something, I'm doing something wrong. Show me what it is that I'm doing wrong. And I feel like a bunch of times God has said to me, you're not really putting your true intentions out there. You're not really saying what it is you really want and being intentional with what it is you really want. So when I do, date again, I feel like I have to be real straightforward and be on some like, I'm expecting this, I'm expecting that, I want you to be this, I want you to be that. And really see if someone is going to actually do it and not just bullshit around, but really have the intentions of doing it and showing me. Like even now with um this guy who wanted that chased me down. I told you about this, Tati. I think the guy who chased me down when me and my mother went to dinner, and he wanted my number bad. So he got my number, whatever. We talked here and there. I recently brought up the fact that every time that I go back to the Bronx, he always wants to say, "Hey, let's meet up for a drink," but never wants to put in the effort and say, "Listen, what days are you off? This day and that day? Okay, cool. I'm gonna come pick you up, and we're gonna go on a date, or be ready by such and such a time."
That's a red flag.
Exactly.
Do you feel like
he's gonna do the exact same thing? You're gonna have to do all the work.
Exactly. And
Shelly,
that's why
do you feel like is immaturity? Because younger guys are different than older guys.
I can't even say that it's younger guys and older guys at this point, because
it's a mindset thing.
It is. Because the guy who did that, he was older than the guy who I had recently stopped talking to. The guy who that I'm talking about, he's 37.
So it's funny how you said how you need to be upfront. When I got with my wifey, she said that. She said, I'm the marrying type. I'm looking for marriage. I'm not looking to waste time. Mm-hmm. If you can't do that, then you're wasting time. Because I'm not going to be a quick fuck. I'm not going to be anything you used to. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's a vibe. I like that. Mm-hmm. And we go out on dates. We would do all that. I'll be like, yo, what you doing? Yo, you off? Yo, I'm going to pull up. Let's go out. And I wouldn't necessarily be like, let's go for drinks. I didn't go with drinks for her till like later on when we started to get to know each other. My thing was, yo, let's go somewhere where we could talk. I'm going to pick you up. We go for a restaurant. But do you feel like you had to do that because she set the ground rule and she made that boundary? Like, look, this is what I'm looking for. And if you can't do that, like if she would have just came to you and y'all would have just started talking, would it have still been the same chase? Would you still have put in the effort to do all of that? Or did her telling you, like, this is what I'm going for, this is what I want, and if you can't do that, then you certainly... But we wanted the same thing. I was tired of playing games. I wanted somebody like that.
But see, you were intentional and you made it, like you said, you were feeling the same way. You have guys nowadays who will sit here and say that they're feeling the same exact way, they don't want to play no more games, and then end up playing the same fucking game that they say that they don't want to play.
But you gotta realize, a guy's gonna say what he is. You got the two different periods. You got the two different periods. Is before the pussy and after the pussy. Mm-hmm. Before the pussy, he's gonna tell you everything in the world. Right. After we get the pussy, you see his true intentions. Because it's like, all right, so what we doing? Mm-hmm. You standing on business or you gonna be a fuckboy?
Del said you don't have to tell a guy what to do who is interested in you.
Mm-hmm. It's very true.
I don't know. I haven't met that person yet, so I guess we'll see.
I feel like
Yo, Shelly, I'm gonna start calling you the Black Widow. You about to be on some killer shit. I see it.
Not even. I'm tired of talking. I'm just literally tired of talking. I'm tired of the same bullshit. I'm tired of the same story. Like I'm just tired of it. I don't want to do. Yeah, I don't like her eyes. Shut up, Deb. I'm just tired of it. Like I really am.
And I feel shut up with this shit.
I just feel like I say enough, and it's not even like I say too much. I say just enough, and then I wait to see what it is you're gonna do. Mm-hmm. And even with that, it's still like it's like pulling teeth. Like, so you don't know how to do this. You don't know how to. It was so bad that even the last one that I was talking to, he wanted to be praised for doing what a guy was supposed to do.
And like, what a guy's supposed to do?
The fact that he would open the door for me. What did he do? He planned all the dates. He was very affectionate. He was always telling me, like, you know, you're beautiful, you're this, you're that, I'm proud of you. He wanted me to praise him for the things that you were supposed to be doing as a man already. Like, even when you did stuff, like even when he was cooking, he was doing all of that stuff. Even when he did it, I still said thank you. I still said I appreciate it. Just because, you know, I feel like guys need that little ego of theirs stroked. So I still said it, but it was just like, I said thank you, but it was like, I'm not going to stick with you just because you did the bare minimum that you're supposed to be doing. And men want to really be praised for doing the bare minimum now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's weird head ass shit.
So it's like you're not doing this stuff with the intention to make me happy. You're doing this stuff to get some type of thank you. Like you want to thank you for doing what makes me happy.
Right.
How does that work?
Did you show appreciation or reciprocation? Yeah. I took, you know what I did? I waited. He planned all the dates in the beginning. Planned all the dates. And this was like the first time that I was really intentional with what it is that I wanted. And I stood on business. Like I was like, listen, I want the guy who's going to do X, Y, Z, right? Even after he took me on all these dates, I took him out on a date. He said he never been to some type of restaurant, or he never did. I think it was a restaurant that I had took him to. That was the first time that I took him on a date. Huh?
Didn't you do like a spa day for him too?
I did a spa day. That was one way of showing a thank you. A spa day that I paid for. A nice, expensive dinner I paid for. He said he was interested in doing, like, you know, the content creating with food because he can cook. He's a really good cook. I bought him the stand that I got. He was using his phone, so I didn't get him a camera or nothing. But the light, the whole shit, just so that he can get his stuff together, and that way I showed him that I was supporting him and helping him, you know, change the videos, and even when I was at his house, the whole thing. So I showed my appreciation when I needed to show it, but it was still
not enough.
Not enough for you to stop doing something that I'm asking you. The one thing that I'm asking you to stop doing, you can't stop doing. That's a problem. And some people will say, like, oh, I'll just live with it. It's not a big deal. You don't live with somebody ghosting you. Mm-mm. How do you marry or want to have children with someone who's going to ghost you? And half of y'all men would be in y'all drawers if y'all women sat here and ghosted you. Mm-hmm. As much as y'all want to act like it wouldn't bother y'all.
It wouldn't bother them if they never really cared for her. It would bother them if it was somebody that they were insecure about and actually have feelings for. That's the difference.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of guys like to play this whole thing of like, oh, no, I'm not really interested in you, or I really don't care if you dip or not. And then in a few days, they're sitting here crying, talking about they want you back.
On fire.
Okay, the next thing is having a big heart is dangerous. Stuck between being who God has called you to be and being a bitch. Do you think you have a big heart, Todd?
Absolutely. I know I do.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like
but I also feel like I found myself falling into a place where I question whether that is more of a negative than a positive, because I feel like when you have a big heart, it just allows for people to feel like they can walk all over you. I definitely do feel like that.
Right.
That's why I am aggressive. I know I'm a very aggressive person, but
you aggressive?
Yes. Hello.
You like a little cat.
But I also feel like, I don't know.
I think cancers, we're like chihuahuas. We're like little chihuahuas. Like,
yeah,
we fight.
Remember that day when Tati was hungry and she was going on?
She was hungry, so she wanted her food.
Who's scared of you? Who's scared of you?
But see, that'd be the shit, because it'd be the ones that you'll be talking about, well, who's scared of you? And then when we start shaking the fucking table, oh my God, she's crazy. No, I'm fed up.
Wow,
I told you
she's
already.
shaking the table.
No, see, you would be the type of person to sit here and be like, wow, I don't care. But everybody else would be like, why does she get so angry? What is she so mad about?
I'm a tiger.
No, you're not.
Along with a cheetah.
I don't know what type of animal I'd be. I feel like
you're
I would
a tiger.
I'm a tiger?
A tiger. Yeah, you're a tiger.
I feel like I'm a Doberman.
Sure, get the hell out of here.
I'm a Doberman. The black one too, not the brown one. The black one. But yeah, you think it's? Oh, you said it's dangerous having a big heart.
Yes,
I
because I
hate
feel
it.
like you could love someone so dearly, and it's just like they could never match the amount of love that you would have for them. Like I feel like it's very hard when you would go out of your way and do anything for someone. I feel like a lot of times a lot of people cannot match that, and you find yourself being so resentful towards them when it's just like you could never find yourself in another person.
Right. And what's her name? Melissa was telling me that like once you start to realize that people are just who they are, it will be easier. But it's like I have such a big heart that it's like I could see people for who they are, and like the crazy thing is like I could read the room. Like if I'm invited somewhere, I'll read the room first, and I'll see like okay, yeah, I don't like her energy. He's a little weird. I'm not talking to this one. These two I can vibe with. But when it comes to like a actual relationship, I feel like I be having to put my glasses on because I really just I don't be catching it. And I'll be like, that's why I be in the situation that I be in because it's like, why didn't I see this from the beginning when it was right in my face?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why do you feel like you don't tell me? Because you be so into wanting things to go good before it.
Right. Like I'm seeing the potential and I'm listening to the words and I'm just like, okay, this person is going to do this person's going to do right. Like they're telling me all the good things that I want to hear and like now the actions are adding up to it. Like just if we're speaking about this last one, all the actions added up to it. His words added up to it. It wasn't until he started doing this weird head ass shit that I was just like, hold on, who is this
Like, where is
person?
this person?
Yeah, like where did
Mm-hmm.
this come from? And it came, like I said, after like 3-4 months after us dating, and it was just like, why are you doing that? And then when we had the conversation after, it was like, okay, I won't do it again, or I'm gonna try my hardest not to do it, or he kind of like, I wouldn't say he brushed it off, but it was just very much so like, I heard you, I got it, I understand, I'm sorry, let's move on. And that's what he tried to do with this last time, like thinking that I'm sorry was going to suffice for what he did. I gotta put Pernell on mute because why the hell is it that busy? I mean, is it that loud? But yeah, that's I don't know. Having a big heart is dangerous. Um,
Absolutely.
being numb to love. Are you numb now?
No, never. I'm always. That's my thing. Like, I don't feel like there's ever gonna be a time where I'm like, fuck love. I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'm so loving and so affectionate, and I love that whole. I love the aspect of being in a relationship. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it down.
Me
But
too.
it's like I'm never gonna allow somebody to stop me from doing what I'm naturally meant to do. Like as cancers, we are nurturers, we are caregivers, we are loving, we are affectionate. Like this is in our nature. This is who we are as people. So I'm never gonna allow like an outside source to stop me from being myself or to change or make me feel like I need to not be who I am. Like that's never gonna happen. I already know that. And I've been through some crazy situations and I've been through some very toxic situations. Like I'm talking teetering toward domestic violence. I've been through every single thing you can imagine with a person, and I'm still like, there's still more out there.
That's how I
Like
feel.
there's so many fish in the sea, and just because I keep getting tilapia does not mean I'm not gonna go and find me a koi fish. Like it's not. It's never gonna stop me, ever.
Tilapia go crazy. The little blowfish. Um, yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like I'm not numb. I'm numb to like, and it's sad to say, but I'm numb to the heartbreak.
Mm-hmm.
I'm numb to like the cheating. I'm numb to it, and it's like because in my head, although I'm never gonna go. Like I said, I'm never gonna go into a new relationship feeling like this person's gonna cheat on me. It's also always gonna be in the back of my head, and I don't know how to like let that go
Mm-hmm.
without putting my guard down. I feel like when I let that go, I'm putting my guard down, and then I don't want to have to build the shit right back up because
Right.
here you go, you did it again. Like I put my guard down talking to this guy recently,
Mm-hmm.
and not all the way down because we just had started talking. So I was just like, all right, I'm gonna see what he does. I still had it up a little bit because I'm like, he hasn't asked me to be his girlfriend yet, so what's really going on? But
Mm-hmm.
knowing that I just got out of a almost 2 year relationship, and that was a tough relationship. Like you said, it was domestic. You was in a domestic, so was I, and
Mm-hmm.
it got bad. And my mother and father will never know. They're not watching this right now, but they'll never know that it got
Mm-hmm.
that bad. But it did get bad, and I still feel like there's still love out there. There's still somebody out there that's supposed to be for me. There's still somebody out there who is going to treat me the way that I want to be treated.
Right.
But the part about being numb to heartbreak is like that's sad.
Yeah. I would never want to experience that. I would never want to wake up one day and feel like I don't want to be in love anymore because this person hurt me so bad to the point where I don't feel like I can recover. I feel like that that's like a coping mechanism for not understanding what has happened to you. But I also feel like a lot of times people don't know when to leave until it gets to the point where they end up in that situation where they feel like they can never find love again because they stayed in a situation that they shouldn't have been in for so long that it's just like there can't be anything else out there for me because this is what I thought I wanted and look what it did to me. So that's one thing
Some
too.
people don't even want to let go of the relationship that they've been in for years because they're scared that like you said, like there's nothing else out there.
But there's always something out there. Like I literally, even on TikTok, like I hate seeing videos when girls are like, I'm never gonna do this again. And you can never say that you're never gonna do something again because as soon as you heal from whatever made you feel that way,
Right.
you wake up one day not even realizing that you're ready to do it all over again. You just had to take the back seat and just sit down.
Right.
And every situation that you're in is a lesson. I feel like if you don't take a lesson from every situation or every relationship or whatever you want to call it that you've been in, then were you even really there?
Right.
Like there's always something to learn from every situation, whether it ends with both of you gracefully bowing out, whether it ends because you had to leave, whatever the situation was, you have to learn something from the person that you were with. And if you learned absolutely nothing, then what were you doing there?
Right. That's true. What have you learned from your last relationship?
I learned that I have to stop giving people so like I can give grace, but I have to stop giving grace for the wrong reasons. Like there are certain things that just can't be like they can't. What is the word I'm looking for?
Can't
Uh,
be
like there's certain things that you just can't let slide. Like there are certain things that once you see a characteristic in someone and you know how far that can go or what you've seen in the past, it's like you have to know that that's means to end it. Like I have to know when to end things.
right.
That's where I'm at right now. Like
I
I
think we
can't stay
all are
here
like that
because
too.
yeah, like I can't stay here because I want to wait and see if you'll be a better person. Like there's no waiting to see if someone will be a better person. The minute that they show you who they are, that's who they are, and they're not gonna change. And they're definitely not gonna change because you think that they are or for you. That's never gonna happen.
Especially like we said before, like especially if we address it. Like if
Mm-hmm.
I address it the first time and you're not willing to change it after the first time of me doing it, then you're not clearly I'm not who you want to be with. One, two,
No.
you don't see it serious enough if I'm telling you that it's bothering me for you to stop doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if there's something that I'm doing and you're expecting me to stop doing it, I'ma stop. If the
Yeah, that's what
person
you
who
gotta
I
meet people
love,
where they are. Absolutely.
right, if the person who I love is telling me this is bothering me, why wouldn't I stop doing it?
Mm-hmm.
Like even with the last one, he kept saying like, "Where is his grace?" That's what he said in our last argument. He was like, "Where's his grace at?" I said, "Grace for what?" He said, "This is something that I've done for so long. Where is my grace?" I said, "I gave you grace."
What have you done for so long?
that the ghosting thing. That's just something that he does. Because I asked him like, how's this been working out
And
for
that's the
you?
problem.
Right. I
Because
said,
everyone's so willing and just allowing
allowed
you
him to
to
do
do
it.
it. And you feel like the next person is supposed to do it too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you have. That should have been a moment where you. I hope that was the moment that you was like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
block, instant block and delete. Like
I
you
was
gotta
just
go.
like, wait, you're not for real. He was like, no, I'm serious because this is something that I've done. And I'm like, and how has that been working for you? He said it hasn't. I said, so is that not a flag to you? Is that not like a light bulb going off in your head that you're never gonna be married? You're never gonna be
Insanity. That's
that
literally the
husband that
definition
you
of
want,
insanity.
right? You're never gonna be that husband that you want to be. You're gonna be a baby father. That's what you're gonna be, because that's what you want to be so
You know what I
badly.
think? I think he's waiting for, like, he sees that it's not working and he just keeps going through the dating pool until he finds a person that's
Someone who's
gonna put
willing to
up
do
with it.
it. Yeah.
Like, he's waiting and waiting and waiting for someone who will allow him to be this person that he wants to be, because he doesn't see himself growing out of that. And he's an adult, and that's so sad because he's a big adult.
Right.
Like,
Like
not
you're
even like a
grown.
little, he's not a puppy dog. Like, you're a
Right.
big grown man sitting there saying, I deserve grace for being
For ghosting.
a horrible person. That's so insane to me.
Anybody in the comments, please let me know. Will you ever give somebody grace for ghosting you? For random reasons. Like, it's no argument, no issues. It can be we have talked to each other today, we're perfectly fine. Tomorrow, I don't hear from him. Is that something that deserves grace? Because I've heard people say that too. Like, and the other guy said the same thing. Don't be upset if I go a day without speaking to you.
That
Excuse me?
means that he's gone a day without speaking to somebody before and they blacked on his ass.
And they
And now he
blacked on
feels like
him.
he has to tell you the same thing.
I was like, well, this explains why you're 37 with no children and don't have a wife.
Red flag.
And I'm like, what are these things? If this clearly showing you that these things are not working, why do y'all keep doing it? Like, it's not okay. No one will ever be okay with y'all ghosting, with y'all ghosting them. It's never gonna be okay. I don't even think white women are okay with that, and they're okay with a lot of shit. But I don't think they're okay with that. I don't know. But the last question is, well, not question, but I think we kind of said this already. Not looking anymore, letting it find you. Are you just gonna let it come to you, or are you gonna?
Yeah, because I don't think I make poor choices. I just feel like I don't think I've ever gone for a person. Like, I don't think I've ever been in a situation where I'm like, I want this person, I'm gonna go for them. Like, I've always been the one that people have come to. But I feel like I have to start choosing better with who I'm allowing in my space. Because even though they come for you and they come bearing all of this, oh, I'm this type of person and I'm that type of person, it's just like,
I just need
are
to
you
see
really?
it, right? I just need
Do
to
you
see
really?
it. I really need to see like your true intentions. The thing is too, which is gonna probably sound terrible, but the next guy's really gonna have to like put in work.
Someone said, if we locked in, then I expect you to at least communicate with me while I'm hearing from you, while I'm not hearing from you. Because I will communicate if I ain't feel like talking or whatever. That's absolutely true.
Exactly. I'm only ghosting people I'm not
I'm not
locked in
locked in
with.
with. Absolutely. Because if we locked
Right.
in, it's like, I'm already comfortable with you. Why would you just up and disappear? Unless you're talking to somebody else, you were talking to somebody else that entire time.
Mind
Then
you,
what other reason would you have for just waking up one day and saying, I just never want to talk to you again? Like, that's insane.
like I'm
That's
I'm gonna take a
insane.
3 day hiatus and then I'll come back when I feel like talking. And it's just like, huh?
Like, unless you were going through something emotionally and you just feel like you needed your space, which is still no reason to not communicate with the person that you're dating or in a relationship with. Like, I don't think there's any cause for not communicating. Like, there's never a reason to not communicate with somebody.
Right.
Even if you're hard at communicating, even if you're the worst communicator on the face of the earth. Like, there's, if you have respect and love for that person, you should still be going out your way to make sure that you tell them or let them know, hey, right now I just need a few days to myself because I'm going through X, Y, and Z.
Right.
I'll hit you up when I can, or I'll let you know when I'm feeling better.
Say something. Not saying
Anything.
anything to me is just like, that's just leaving me to assume what you don't want me to
Exactly.
do. Which a lot of men sit here and say, oh, y'all always run for the worst thing. Wonder if it wasn't that. But what are we left to think if you're not saying anything? If you
Lauren said,
can't
treat people.
treat
Lauren
people
said,
how you
treat
want to be
people how you
treated.
want to be treated. A lot of people don't remember that.
Exactly. But see, also the thing is, too, I feel like he would also have been, and men like him would be okay with women doing it to them because they don't see the severity of it. They don't see the issue.
Mm-hmm.
They don't see the problem with going ghost. They don't see the problem with, oh, I won't talk to her today. I'll talk to her Sunday. But that just leaves me to feel like, so what are you doing? And then when I would bring up, like, okay, so are you talking to somebody else? Or is there somebody else who you're interested in? No, no, you ain't got to worry about that. I ain't talking to nobody else. I promise. Put my hand on the Bible. Don't put your hand on the Bible when you around me. Because if God strike you down, I don't want to have nothing to do with that. But if it's not it's what I'm assuming that it is, there should be no reason why you just can't let me know, like, regardless of whatever it is. There's no reason why, at this grown ass age of ours, you can't tell me what the problem is.
Absolutely. I definitely agree. I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like ghosting somebody is kind of insane.
It is
Like,
insane.
unless you had all, like, unless this person is like really creeping you out and it's like, all right, you're insane. Like, you need to be left alone. Ghosting somebody and then coming back and being like, well, I deserve grace because I was just going through so. That's you gotta hit them with the brother. What?
What that look like? Are you serious? Like, you're not
Like,
for real.
you want me to give you grace because you decided that you wanted to take a hiatus with
It's so
no
weird.
communication first?
None. No
What?
communication is insane. And I'm just like,
At your big grown age, you're an adult.
an adult.
You're an adult. That's always like when I
An
tell you, if I'm in an
adult.
argument and it just getting too childish, I'd be like, you're an adult.
How old
Like,
are
just
we
to
again?
remind you. So, because maybe if you read it mentally, your brain will just like click and you'll go back to being an adult. Because right now, there's no way that you're
You're not
seriously having a
adulting right
conversation with
now.
me.
You're so
You're
not
being a
adulting right now.
child. You're tapping into your inner child right now, and I need you to stop.
Right. But I don't know. I'm just like, I'm really just tired of it. I'm really exhausted. I'm really tired of the men wasting my time, wasting my friends' time. Because it's crazy how a lot of my friends are dealing with this shit right now. Like, a lot of us are dealing with men who want to be chased, men who can't just do the bare minimum and want to be
Ever.
rewarded for it when they do it.
Mm-hmm.
Men who are doing the ghosting thing, men claiming that they know what they want, but they really don't know what they want. It's just a lot. Like, you could
So
speak.
Tyrell said nowadays, if you and a person aren't in an official relationship, then I feel like they are liable to ghost you or switch up. A relationship equals commitment. No,
Not really.
I understand that, but I definitely do not agree.
Not really. Like, it's
I feel
just.
like I feel like anytime you have any intention to be with another person in any shape, way, or form, and you decide one day to wake up and just not talk to them anymore, and you feel like as an adult that is okay to do, then that's like a characteristic trait. That's a fault. Like, that's a characteristic fault. Because if you can't be an adult and sit down and have a conversation with someone, or even send a text or have a phone conversation and tell them, hey, these are the reasons why I feel like I can't be with you anymore. That has nothing to do with commitment. That just has something to do with being a good person.
And being
Because
respectful for
now,
people.
yeah, that person is left to wonder and think, what
What are
have
you
I
doing?
done?
Right.
Or what did I do to deserve this? Or what, like, to just think less of themselves, because now they're trying to figure out and scrape to the bottom of the barrel and like grasp an understanding of why they just been ghosted.
Right. I'm not saying it's okay to ghost or switch up. I'm saying that's what I expect people to do nowadays, but that's the problem.
That's so sad.
That's
That's
the
so sad.
problem.
That's so sad. Like, I hate that you even have to say that, because it's like nobody should ever feel like someone ghosting them or someone just ending all communication is normal. Like, that should never be a norm.
And that's the problem.
Like,
That
oh, they
is
don't
why
want to
we're
talk to me
going
anymore. Oh, well, okay. I mean,
right.
that's fine. Yeah. Like, that should never be okay.
And that is the problem. That's why so many people are choosing to remain single because they don't want to deal with it. And then you have people who want to be in relationships, who want to get married, who want to do these type of things that can't find the men who or women who want the same exact thing that we want, and then we're all just left with this wall up. Like if you
But I
happen
feel
to
like
meet somebody like that who has the same mindset as you, you're scared now. Like, do I do it? Do I not?
But I feel like all of that is coming from a coping mechanism. Like, I feel like all of this not wanting to be in a relationship and not want, like, nobody intentionally goes out every day not wanting to be happy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
holding themselves back from being happy because they rather be this person. No, you've been hurt before and you didn't know how to heal from it or deal with it. So now you just decided to turn into the person that hurt you. And then that
Right.
just starts the cycle and everybody just continues on with the cycle. They get hurt and they do the exact same thing when it's like, really, you just need to sit down, understand why things are happening, what you could do differently so that they don't happen ever again,
Mm-hmm.
and just be yourself.
Right.
Like, going out and saying, I never want to be in love, I never want to do this, I never want to do that. You have to explain to me why.
Right.
No stuttering, no nothing. Like, you literally word for word, bar for bar, have to meet it with your entire chest, because I don't believe. Like, it's just no way.
There's no
I'm
way that
sorry.
all these people are feeling this exact way. Like it cannot be like
It
that.
cannot be.
Because um it cannot be that way. And I don't know. And then you know the thing is too, when you go on TikTok and you see all these videos of all these people saying the same thing, like I'm waiting for my husband, I'm waiting for my wife, I can't deal with another relationship that's gonna just waste my time. You really see how many people out here are really feeling the same exact way of the same things that we're
Mhm.
talking about. And it's just like they're just so scared to just open up and just to be with somebody because they don't know if this person is gonna waste their time or if they're gonna be for real.
Steven said, but for some people, the key to their happiness is to remain single due to their past experiences and them getting shitted on. Yeah, but you have to heal. Like, healing, going through a healing journey might be one of the most exhilarating things you would ever do for yourself. Like,
True.
you come out on the other side and you just look at all the things all the cards you were dealt, and you're just so happy that you even made it through that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are just so willing to dwell on things that have happened to them when it's just like, how is it benefiting you when you could just let it go and move on?
Right. And that's no way in you trying to get the person who you're looking for either. If you're gonna sit here and stay single, like everybody sit here and say like, "Oh, I'm just gonna stay single because I don't want to deal with the heartbreak anymore, and I don't want to deal with this anymore." Yeah, but then at the end of the day, you do want to get married. You do want to get. You want a family. You
Well,
want
we
that
do.
type of. Well, shit. Yeah, we
We do.
do.
We
I
don't know
don't know
about
about the rest
everybody
of us,
else.
but I know for me, that's what I want.
Exactly. And it's like,
Do y'all believe
even
in a
when you're
quote?
going
It's
through
better
one of
to
the
have
hardest
love
things
than
in your
never
life,
lived at
like
all.
when you think, oh yeah, I'm never going to heal from this, like the worst breakup, the worst relationship, the worst anything ever. And you're in that first day when it's like your body heat is on 1,000 and your heart is beating through your chest. And you're like, I'm going to wake up and I'm never going to get over this. And then you wake up one day and you're like, oh shit,
Right.
I literally, like, it does not hurt anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Do people, like, are there some people that just have never gotten to that point and that's
Probably.
why they're still stuck in the same place that they're in? Because it's like, explain it to me. If you are 10 toes down on never wanting to be in love again
Mm-hmm.
and you feel like relationships are not for you, you have to explain to me why. Because if you haven't healed from what's been done to you to the point where you feel like there's nobody on these billions of people on this planet, not one of these people can make you happy,
Right.
come on, guys.
Right. And are you giving yourself the proper time, like you said, to heal and speaking to the people that you need to speak to get over the shit that has traumatized you? Like not having a father in your life is traumatizing.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish men would just stop making it seem like It ain't nothing. No, it is something.
No, you hurting.
You're
Hurting, young
mad.
black
You're
boy.
upset that it's that you didn't have that father. Now, what you can do outside of it is you can become that man who your father never was. There's a bunch of outlets for y'all to go to that y'all can learn to get to that point. But if you stay in this headspace of, well, fuck it, like it is what it is, how do you expect us to then want to be with you or deal with you in a relationship when you have that fuck it mindset?
Steven and somebody else made a comment, but I can't see it anymore.
Healing is tough. Everyone isn't built the same. Take me off mute. You was doing too much, Pernell. That's why I put you on mute.
I was wondering where he was at this entire time.
But he just was.
I told you, I'm in the hood. I gotta stop this Friday night. I'm off tomorrow.
Doing too much shit.
I'm in the hood, baby.
Healing is tough. Everyone isn't built the same.
Outside.
A lot of people
I'm outside, baby,
but won't forget. So therefore, the future is on hold and stagnant because, like you all stated, they are scared, right? And nobody wants to heal.
All of these people are saying that they have to give other people grace. You have to give yourself grace. Like, where is the grace that you're giving yourself?
Right.
Where is it? Like, you have to give yourself grace and take the time out for you to heal from these things. You can't just say, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna not heal." Yeah, it's hard, but it's something that you have to do for yourself.
Right. And you can't expect us to be healed.
Walk around angry every single day because you haven't healed from something. Right. How is that fair to you?
And they all have work, and they all have like men in our past, I guess, like men that we grew up with, like our fathers and stuff. My father didn't grow up with his father, but my father did a hell of a job with me and my brother, especially not having someone to show him how to get it done.
That should motivate you to want to be even better of a person because you feel like
you didn't have that father. Right.
You have a point to prove now. Mm-hmm. Some people don't look at it like that. They want self-sabotage is like so huge.
And especially when you have a partner who wants to do it with you, who's willing to tell you, like, listen, let's, you go to therapy, I go to therapy, I fix my shit, you fix yours, we come together, whatever we have to get over together as a couple, we'll get over it. But I want you to heal just as much as I want to heal. Mm-hmm. Like, having someone who wants that and is supportive, and there are women out there that are like that. Some of y'all just be looking at the wrong type of women.
But some people just feel like it's harder to do the work than to just dwell in it. And it's like, you rather go hurting and letting it eat you alive.
Right.
Than to get the help to just get through it. Nobody can make that make sense to me.
I don't get that either.
Nobody could ever make that make sense to me. That is insane.
It doesn't make sense.
If that's you, I'm not judging. I'm just saying.
But you can't get the things that you're asking for if you're not willing to heal from it. If you're not willing to let it go, if you're not willing to go to therapy, I am like a big advocate for therapy. If you're not willing to just figure it out and see what the problem was or
was. Shondell said I feel judged.
Therapy is very good.
It is.
Shondell's a great person.
Very good.
What was that?
I said Shondell's a great person. I don't know why he would feel judged.
Yeah, Shondell is a very smart person. Very wise man.
Mm-hmm. But Shondell also
doesn't... top tier.
Right.
Yeah.
You like being single?
That's because he gives it straight from a man's perspective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Same thing like how I give it to y'all.
No, that's that you. Whew. I'd be scared before I get anything. I've been preparing myself like, all right.
Why you be scared? Like,
because I know you're gonna chew me to filth every single time. Every single time. And it's what I need to hear. It's always what I need to hear, but it's like everybody else, nobody wants to hear what they need to hear. They want to be coddled. And it's like, it's not about being coddled anymore. It's about hearing what you need to hear, dealing with it however you choose, and moving forward.
Right. Someone said, or Kyle said, what if they rather have open communication with you instead of
I would love that. Therapy? I would love my partner to feel comfortable enough to talk to me about anything that's hurting them more.
Come on, baby. Let's get some wine. Let's sit down. What's going on?
Journal. But in a relationship, you should feel comfortable like that, to where you can come to your significant other and be like, yo, you know what? Let's sit down and talk. Let's grab a bottle of wine and let's just chill and talk.
That's supposed to be your safe place. If you can't come back to your partner
It
and
is.
speak to them about what's going on in your life, then that's not the person that you need to be with. If she shuts you off like from the beginning, like, bro, I don't want to hear none of that, or I don't care, and like snaps her, and the same thing goes for girls who's dealing with the same thing with guys. If I can't have my peace and I can't come to you after whatever the fuck is going on in my life, and I can't speak to you, I've learned that you're not the person for me.
Like, even in my last situation, I remember one time he said to me, like, there's certain things I can't open up to you about because you just won't understand. And I'm like, I want you to at least give me an example of one thing that you feel like I won't understand, because we were brought up differently, because we had two different lifestyles. You feel like I would never understand what you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. There's no way you feel like I can't resonate with you, or we can't have a level-headed conversation, or I can't level with you because we weren't raised the same, or we
And
didn't
you
have
know,
the
I
same
feel like
experiences.
a lot
That
of
has
the
nothing
times
to do with
too,
anything.
I feel like a lot of times too, a lot of black men feel like they can't open up to black women because
Yeah,
of
but it's like,
who raised them, and not being able to open up to their own mother, or not being able to open up to.
but to tell somebody that they can't resonate with you, that just means that you feel like, to me personally, that my emotional
But
intelligence is not there.
that dynamic is different, because it's like we knew our mother all our life. Even though we feel comfortable, it's like, damn, do I open up? Are you gonna judge me or whatever? I used to tell my mother everything under the sun. I could be like, yo, Ma, I just dropped a body. My mother gonna be my alibi. She gonna be everything. She'll be like, yeah, Pernell was with me. He ate this and that. But it's like it's like we're comfortable with y'all, but it's like, to what degree is the comfortability? Like, damn, if I tell her this, is she gonna judge me? Is she gonna be like, oh, this fucking criminal? What was that?
No, I'm reading the chat. I'm listening to you though. I'm just reading.
Someone wanted to join.
But
I
it's
tried
like
to
we
accept
we
you.
are we are very scared to open up to y'all.
But I just feel like
Takes time.
it definitely doesn't. It does take time. I would never say 3 months in somebody just gonna come sit down and be like, I just want to tell you this. Because it definitely takes time. But I feel like, at what point do you feel comfortable enough? Like we said, a year in is far too long. After a year, you got to know this person well enough to know that they might just ride with you through anything, but you feel like you can't open up to them and tell them what's on your heart. That's crazy.
These folks always talk about cops and shit. Cops.
I don't know. But
Who's that?
I don't know.
I actually be rapping. I do.
You do what?
I be rapping.
Okay.
What are you talking about, old pimp?
No.
Some old
It's somebody who wanted to request a.
Wait, somebody said word. A lot of women look at niggas different once they start opening up. Not all women, but opening up to the wrong woman doesn't. But you have to have the discernment to know the person that you're talking to.
Right.
And if you're choosing bad people for you, or you're choosing a bad partner, then that should be the first. Once you have that conversation, you feel like that person doesn't support you. That should be a red flag that you know you need to get up out of here.
Right. Exactly.
Like, that person is not for you.
Huh?
Like, you should be able to talk to me about like whatever is bothering you and whatever is going on. And if you can't do that, then I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, what are you doing?
You talking about me?
You doing?
No,
dummy?
Oh, you on your other phone? Oh, you on the phone?
Yeah.
On the other phone? Oh, okay.
Why is my phone acting stupid right now?
So
But yeah, that's what I feel like too. Like, I really feel like it is.
Yo, the comments got me crazy. Yo.
I'll try to really like delete him because I don't know. Like, asking me fucking questions about what's my name, bro. I don't. Did you come on to say something?
The guy that was saying I rap?
Yeah, like, you came on here, like, I accepted you thinking that you was gonna talk about actual something, and you're not talking about anything.
So what are people doing tonight, dude?
I don't know. It's a full moon. I forgot.
My man said I rap.
Yeah, he's like, I rap. I'm just like, okay, like, why are you telling me that for what?
Shelly, he want to spit something for you.
No. I'm like, okay. He's like, I'm trying to get out of Savannah, or I'm on this and this, and I'm like, sir, what? Like,
so what? He what do you think this is a rap audition?
I don't know know what the hell was going on. Gonna bring up a hunk up here. I didn't know what was going on. I thought he was going to comment on about what we were saying. And he just like going on and on about rapping and this and that and the third. Bro, I don't care. You look like you're 50. Why
Tell
are
him
you still
rap
rapping?
too.
No, I'm not
Tell him
doing
you rap
that.
too, Shelly.
No, I had to get off of that. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all was all on on the live. Y'all was dropping questions, and he wasn't in jail. He was in.
Oh, he's in jail.
I don't know if he was in jail. Del said he was in jail. He said he was in Savannah, but it didn't look like he was in jail. He was in some type of room, laying down.
So he was in a detention home. What's your name?
That's what he kept asking me. What's my name? I don't have one.
Anonymous.
Anonymous. Like, what the hell? But anyway, I just wanted to thank you guys for being on the episode. Being tired is like, it's draining. I'm gonna go back on the oh no, I'm not gonna go on live. I keep forgetting I got work tomorrow. Tati, you got work tomorrow too.
I do.
But thank you guys for being on here. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna stay on the live for a little bit longer so y'all can write y'all comments on there. But I will talk to y'all again. Thank you for coming on. Have a good night, guys.
Always. You too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Nah, but for real, like, what the hell is that?